All right, so here are the lifts from, I think this is Thursday on to Saturday. We just skipped the Wednesday squat session. It doesn't matter too much. It's not relevant to my programming anymore. So Thursday, this is just a volume overhead press session. I go over the way that I kind of slightly altered my programming and the little card talk here at the end of the video. But this is just 3 sets of 5 with 225. I didn't really know. I haven't really been overhead pressing, so I didn't know how to gauge where my overhead press is at. So I felt that I could probably do this for 3 sets of 5, and I did, and it was with pretty good ease. So yeah, definitely happy with this session. And then after the overhead pressing, I moved over to do some pull-ups. I'm using like a semi-supine grip on my football bar. This is just my final 3 sets of the 5 I did. I did 5 sets of 10 as quickly as possible. I'm trying to do the volume on my pull-ups on the same day as I do volume on my overhead pressing. So because I really haven't been doing weighted pull-ups, the volume for now will just be body weight. And then on my intensity overhead press day, I'll do a heavy 5 weighted pull-up. And in the meantime, until I'm ready to build into doing volume with weight, I'm just going to do body weight sets of 10 as quickly as possible, add another set each week. On the topic of overhead press, here is an overhead press video from my younger brother. He hit 220. So he took the 5-pound PR. Respect. He wouldn't just go straight to the 2 plates like I did when I was getting my first 225 OHP. His knees weren't completely locked when he initiates the press off of the pins, so we got to work on that. But he's not wearing a belt or wrist straps, and he grinded that shit out for 10 seconds. And he's like 200 exactly body weight, maybe a little bit less. So great press ratio. This is my Friday intensity day. I'm going to be doing my squat intensity and bench intensity on the same day to start kind of conditioning myself to do these lifts on the same day, and that is for the reason of considering a powerlifting meet. So this is 503.5 for 5. Yeah, so I mean, I talk about this in the card talk, but I don't really think it's that important to do the volume for squat and bench on the same day if you're going to compete in powerlifting, because it's not what the fucking meet is. But if you do the intensity on the same day, you should be fine. And then, add deadlifts in when you're actually in meet prep, which I'm not in meet prep. This is a ways out. I'm just trying to prepare for it. Here's the bench, 315 for 5. Super happy with this. I didn't really know if I was going to get it. Both the squat and the bench were pretty hard. I also was getting ready to train early in the day, and then I had something come up, so I had to train later in the day. Luckily, I hadn't had more than like a sip of coffee or anything, because the caffeine would have been desensitized. Okay, so this is today's session. The card talk was yesterday, and meant to get this up yesterday, but I was going for like a heavy set of 5 or 6 on deadlift. And my goal here was to use the mixed grip and then change grip, and then when I go back to change the grip, I can't budge it off the floor. I don't like doing that and like breaking it up. Switching from mixed grip to one hand under to the other hand under, I feel like throws off the set so much. So I'm not going to do that anymore. If I'm going to go for anything for like more than a set of 3 on deadlift, I'm just going to use the straps. So this is the same weight, 530, just only got it for 4, but that kind of shows that had I just opened with the straps or just kept the grip the same, which I really don't like doing, I feel like it'll build an imbalance, then I probably could have got 4 or 5. But then I just took the same weight, put it off blocks, and I did some power shrugs just to see how these will affect my deadlift, if at all. This one I kind of widened my grip a bit more and kept my head down throughout the entire set. That's the ideal form for the shrug, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll have to repeat the same weight for deadlift next Saturday. All right, I got to do this card talk kind of quickly. I was almost gonna have to postpone it until tomorrow. My town just got hit with a freaking monsoon, and the rain was just so loud that there was no way that if I did a quick monologue, I'd been able to hear anything I had to say. So do it quickly now. I made a little programming tweak. I kind of decided after the squat session went sour on Wednesday that I would do well to have a still training all the lifts twice a week, but to have like a volume session and an intensity session rather than both sessions being volume or intensity or a mix of the two. So kind of what I'm going to do is, and I'm also going to start overhead pressing twice a week. I feel like it could help my bench. Is the program is kind of like a very bastardized Texas method. So essentially it's almost still one lift a day. So Monday will be volume bench, Tuesday volume squat, Wednesday volume deadlift, which probably, is that the way I'm doing it? Yeah. Which probably, it's Monday bench, Tuesday squat. Monday squat, Tuesday bench, Wednesday deadlift, Thursday overhead press. And all those sessions are going to be volume. Probably going to go with fives to start and then taper down like I have in the past. So we'll start 3 sets of 5. And I'm not doing any 3 sets of 5 on deadlift. That's insanity. I don't even think that the true Texas method prescribes 3 sets of 5 squat. So what I'll do is, I might do RDLs, but I also might do, I think I'm going to do RDLs. And I'll do multiple sets of RDLs, and they'll be kind of higher rep, like 8 to 10. So like maybe like 2 or 3 sets of 8 to 10, depending on what I want to do. And I'll taper those down as well, maybe to like 6s over time. But, and then like increase the sets as I go too. So, maybe like 3 or 4 sets of 6 by the end of the kind of block. And then Friday, which is today, is the most fun session. So that's like the intensity day for multiple lifts. So I do squat and bench on Friday, because I do, like I've kind of said in the past couple episodes, I still am very open to and wanting to do a powerlifting meet before the end of the year. So it is kind of wise to kind of condition yourself to do multiple power lifts on the same day. And you don't, in my opinion, you don't got to do the volume on the same day, because you're just kind of killing yourself. You probably take away from one lift. So just do the intensity on the same day, unless you like want to do the volume on the same day. That's kind of the other thing I wanted to say is like the classic tweak for the Texas method to expand it to more days, when you get stronger and not have your sessions take 75 freaking years for 500 600 pound squatters and 600 and 700 pound deadlifters and 400 benchers is to do it upper lower style. But for me, like I know that it's going to be a major setback to try to condition myself to squat and bench on the same day, because I've never in the history of my training done that. So I stick with the one lift a day, and then the intensity day for squat and bench is going to be on the same day. You get used to it. And then, so what I'll do is for the intensity days, it's just going to be whatever the volume day is at as far as reps. So if I'm going to start like I am with 3 sets 5, then the intensity day is going to be 5s. When we go down to 4s, the intensity day is 4s. 3s, intensity day is 3s. And then at that point, I think I'll probably restart the test and restart the cycle. So today was the intensity day for squat and bench. I did 503.5 for 5 on squat. It's a PR. And then 315 for 5 on bench, which is also a PR. And then also the same thing is whatever weight I'm going up each week is going to remain consistent between the volume day and the intensity day. Tomorrow will be an intensity day for deadlift, so I'll actually do deadlift. And I just don't know what I want the intensity day to kind of look like yet. I'll kind of decide tonight and tomorrow morning before I train. And then, what would that be? Sunday will be intensity day for overhead press, so that's just going to be a single set of 5. Friday's the most fun day. I just did the Friday. Fun Fridays, I'll call them. Because that's really fun to go hit a 5 RM on squat and bench, and kind of get used to being a beast on both of those lifts in one day. Really happy with both the numbers I put up. I think I know for squat that like 3.5 pounds for sets of 5 each week is going to be a good jump for me. For bench, the 315 for 5 was definitely hard. I'm definitely not going to make 5-pound jumps every single week. Probably 2.5. We're going to have to see how the sets of 5 feel for bench. So definitely looking forward to that. And I'm definitely happy with this. I feel like it kind of combines what I like to do with what I know works for me. I know that just kind of following like a basic LP works for me, but it just gets fucking boring to just like, there's no intensity days. Like I want to fucking lift heavy, you know what I'm saying? So this kind of gives me the best of both worlds. I know that the Texas method is traditionally for intermediate, but there's some people that have kind of made the modifications that I've made very similar to still progress at a more advanced level. I mean, to be honest, I don't know that I would even be qualified as an advanced lifter yet by most metrics, unless your metric is just like 5 years lifting, which I think is like Jamie Lewis when he made his, he's got a powerlifting book, I forget what it's called, like Destroy the Opposition. And for his qualifications for the advanced program, which is 5 years of lifting, I think I think the numbers matter a bit more than that. But yeah, I think this will work. One good volume day, one good intensity day. I like that. Good strikes a good balance, and we'll see where this takes me. But yeah, overall really happy. Got some freaking Jersey Mike's. That's the day off work kind of cheat meal, post-workout meal that I like to do. So crush the workout. Now I'm going to go crush some Jersey Mike's.